Baby,
Welcome back to the
take
Comic Book
love.
Bullies, where Nerds New Bully. I'm your host, Leroy, aka No Andre 3000, does not have a new album coming out. With my co-host.
Alrighty then. Yeah, this is Eli, aka IG A and W.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say IGN is the best website or some
Oh,
shit. I don't know.
or
Like no
IG's Instagram.
endorsements here.
No, that's another. I'm getting kind of obscure, so that's another Star Wars and food reference.
Each one gets deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole. You got to know where we're
Yes,
going with this
man.
stuff.
Yes, it's the Da Vinci Code up in this bitch.
What does he mean by that? Yeah, we're back
Coffee
with
V, Coffee V.
Kafefi. What is that? What does that mean?
He's a fucking genius.
Fucking spell check. Anyway, we're back with another episode. We're just gonna jump into it. Okay, like I said, we have a good show for you. We got some stuff, even though a whole lot of stuff didn't happen.
Best show ever.
Every show is the best show ever. I just hope I numbered it right this time. That's all. First thing, what just jump off? Let's just jump off with this. I want to say, prayers up for Tom Holland. Now, nothing happened to him. He's fine. It's just he's been starting a lot of shitty ass movies, and nobody's watching him. He's getting bad reviews, and on top of that, Zendaya just came out with a trailer where she's having a threesome with two dudes look just like him. So, I feel bad for him. But I mean, because even though it's fake, it's not real, it still hurts.
Why does she look like an Amish chick?
I don't know. They just got to look like that. It's just like, maybe she didn't want to be touched by two dudes like Tom Holland. Maybe it's subconscious. I don't know, But don't feel too bad for him because, so Zendaya is out here getting her groove back. But next year, Sydney Sweeney will be playing Spider-Woman. So, Tom Holland get his lick back. Hey, he always said, hey, I'll come back for Spider-Man 4 if I have a good reason.
Spider-Woman?
Well, yes, she's playing Spider-Woman, yeah.
Okay.
And some other Sony movie.
I don't know who that is, damn.
Anyway.
Well, God bless whoever she is. I don't know.
Big titty blonde, that's all that matters. Point is, right. If he wants to, if he wants to make Spider-Man 4 and he wants a good reason, this is good enough reason. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. So, anyway, let's move on past that, move on to the next part of the podcast. Let's get into it, Eli. We're going to bring back a classic for you. So, give it to me. What is the number one movie of the week?
You know what?
I know you have no idea. Matter of fact, only way I would have known.
I've been on internet blackout for most of the week, so I really don't know.
You wouldn't have guessed anyway. You wouldn't have known. But I'm just curious. What do you think it was? Whatever you get, you're gonna get it right.
I don't even know what came out this week.
Okay.
What came out last week? Flash?
It's a previous movie that came out before, so it's not a new movie. That's number one.
It's not the Flash or Guardians or something or Spider-Man.
Is it?
Or Mario? Or I don't even Mario ain't even in the theater.
Is it? I was like, you're not gonna guess. You're not gonna get it, even though it's a movie that's already been out.
Well, but I'm I think I guessed 3 guesses or something.
You get it's one. Yes, one of them is the one you guessed. So I'm gonna give it to you. Yeah, you guessed right. The movie is boom, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so it's back up at number one, even though it dropped down last week because of Flash, and then it took its spot back. So now it is number one again.
That's right. The Flash came out last week. Okay, yeah.
Flash came out last week. Yeah. Yo, what's popping? Jake, what it do?
What up?
Wait for you to show up. You normally, Jake, you're early now. Normally you're here before we get here. Yeah. So that's the weird thing about that. So yes, and I was listening to this geeky comments. Yes, Gomer, I was listening to it. AK David, I was listening. They got one fact wrong because they said yes, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was one of the few movies that was not number one and then made it back to number one. And they said Guardians was like the other movie that did it, which they were right. Guardians did do it, but they got the movie wrong that it beat. The movie that Guardians of the Galaxy beat in its second week, even though it got beat by the first week, was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That live action one.
The one with
Megan Good Fox.
Megan Fox.
I get confused. I think I don't know which one it was.
Megan Fox.
Yeah, one of them. Megan Fox, the one with Megan Fox in it. So that was the one that actually beat Guardians the first week. But then word of mouth got out about Guardians. Like, oh,
the first one, right? It would have been the first Guardians.
The first one. Yeah, the first Guardians. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles beat it that first week. And then Guardians beat it the second week. even though they both came out in the same week. So, which is pretty cool.
I was working at Pizza Hut at the time. Guardians, that first Ninja Turtles came out. And there was that promotion, the Ninja Turtle pizza cut, katana cut. We just cut it up in 4 slices.
They were gonna do some weird shit with that movie, man.
There was some cool graphics on some of them. I almost wish I kept one of them Ninja Turtle pizza boxes.
We shit on the movie now, but for good reason. But there were some cool scenes in the movie I kind of like when they was freestyling or whatever in the elevator.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
They're going Wu-Tang and shit. Or
yeah,
I
we need
don't
to work
know,
on our
man.
mixtape.
When they're falling from the building and Raphael dumps out all his feelings, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I got
That was some okay scenes in the movie.
I like that. I thought that was cool. But I like the Ninja Turtles, man.
The problem is with movies that sometimes people they just want to watch movies just to shit on them. That's all.
Yeah.
So if you go into a movie just ready to hate on it, yeah, you're gonna get what you want to get out of it. But sometimes you go with an open mind. Eli has that Pizza Hut hookup. I guess
long time ago.
It one time. Yeah.
Then I worked at Domino's too.
So what's the best local pizza place where you at?
Where I'm at?
Yeah. I know you're gonna say Pizza Hut Domino, but it's some obscure place I've never heard of. You're gonna say, oh, this place shits on them. So which
Pizza Luce around in Twin Cities? Pizza Luce.
Pizza Luce?
Yeah.
Is that an endorsement?
Sure. They got a few around the city. I used to live my old place before I moved. I lived by everything, and I miss living by everything. I live by a Pizza Luce, and now I don't anymore. So, yeah.
Okay, so that Pizza Luce. So if I make it that way, that's what we're going Pizza Luce. What else we're gonna talk about? Oh, let's talk. What is the Flash though? What is the Flash right now? I'm not gonna talk too much about the Flash because YouTube's algorithm has made it perfectly clear to me last week. No one gives a fuck about the Flash. So I'm just gonna keep it brief. What I'm gonna say about it. I do want to say this: that it did get beat by Elemental, which also Flash beat last week. So it's number 3. But also there's Jennifer. Oh,
Lawrence.
I
want to see that. That shit looks funny. I want to see that shit.
Yeah, it almost beat the Flash. Look at the score. Look at the score.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it beat it by 100,000.
And that's the second week.
In the second week, so No Hard Feelings almost beat that movie. Yes, Jennifer Lawrence R-rated sex comedy almost beat a superhero movie in the second week. That's insane. Now, if I don't I haven't heard about that No Hard Feelings movie. Now I haven't seen the movie myself, but I'm just go about what I think the movie's about. Like I said, it's a Jennifer Lawrence sex comedy or whatever movie. From what I think the plot is, I'm gonna just make up a plot in my head. Now I think the movie is about the parents hire a prostitute for their son who's about to go to college because they're trying to get him out of his shell. So basically, she's trying to have sex with him the whole movie so she can get money to do whatever she's trying to do. But this kid, because of whatever reason whatsoever, he's running away from Jennifer Lawrence the entire movie because he doesn't want to have sex with this. So I don't get these kids' humor these days, Eli. I'm sorry. I don't understand it. Where's Porky's? Where they just man, that's the shit we grew up with.
They're bitching about Weird Science, which I still watch all the time.
Cancel Weird Science. They're saying what? Because like she was only 2 days old, and they're saying they were grooming.
She was an adult woman, and they were underage.
I thought it was vice versa because she was only 2 days old, and they would take advantage of her.
God damn, that's some.
Who are we mad at?
I gotta watch that movie again now, man. That's just blowing my mind.
Internet, tell me who to be mad at.
And what the hell was Chet? Was he a turd or was he a frog or was he a tad? What the fuck was Chet? What did she transform Chet into?
I thought he was
what was that? A pile of shit?
We do that every episode, Jake.
We need to have a podcast. What was Chet turned into? And weird.
It's open to interpretation.
Like multiple, like a whole series, like 50 episodes.
What was Chet? We have to explain who Chet was first. Though. That's the thing.
Well, we better start a pod. Hey, Jake, want to start a pod?
He has to watch Weird Science first and memorize every line on it. Yeah.
And not be offended by it.
Robert Downey Jr.'s in it. Robert Downey Jr.'s in it. So, hey, there you go.
Yeah. Before he was even a junkie.
Right. No, I'm pretty sure he was then. So
probably starting. He was just starting.
Probably started, yeah. So that's what we got going on there. Okay, moving on past that. That's the opening scene. So yeah, but no hard feelings. I can't see myself going to the theaters to watch that. I'll definitely watch it on Peacock or Amazon or
whatever it comes on.
Whatever the fuck it
Next
comes
week.
on. I don't know.
Whatever.
Yeah. Right. All right. So, like I said, we're gonna move past that. We're gonna talk about the what we're gonna talk about on the show. I guess what I'm gonna talk about on the show because I watched the show. What did I watch? I watched
Secret Empire.
That.
Secret Empire.
No, Secret
Remember
Empire.
Secret Empire?
What was Secret Empire?
That was Nazi Cap.
Yeah, that's what that was. Yeah. I forgot about that. One day we're gonna review that too, but not today. Yeah. So, like I said, we're gonna review Secret Invasion. We're gonna talk about that briefly. Well, only one episode. Have you got to talk about what? No. I know what that is, but I have no interest in that.
I do not. Sorry.
On top of that, Jake, I'm hearing that show sucks.
Like I said, my internet was down all week, so I'm so out of the loop. I had to watch DVDs. I had to go to the comic book store and buy real comics and shit. You know
what the fuck?
Yeah, man.
You didn't download them?
I had to go to the antique store and shit.
Yeah. Give me a case of your finest comics. All right. Anyway, let's talk about Secret Invasion. I keep wanting to say Empire. Like I said, it's a show starring Samuel Jackson. Samuel Jackson finally has his own show. Disney Plus show. They've been hyping this since Disney Plus became a thing. We've been waiting for this thing to come out. And they said it's going to be the biggest thing ever. And it's going to be this. And it's going to be that. Yes, it is based on a comic. It's really not, but it is.
As they all are.
As they all are. But this really is based. This was based on Secret Invasion, the 2008 comic book series written by Brian Michael Bendis when Brian Michael Bendis was at the height of his powers. So I just like saying it. But
when Bendis ruled the world.
When Bendis came, y'all, and shit like that. So yeah, but like I said, Bendis was just shitting out gold at Marvel around the time. And Secret Invasion was just another part of it. Like I said, I love that comic series. It was an event. It was awesome. I read all the tie-ins. I read the crossovers. I read that story. It was interesting because it had to make you think about everything you read in the Marvel universe wasn't true. Like people left and right popping up as scrolls. Hank Pym was a scroll. Black Bolt was a scroll. And basically saying like anything that you read in like the last 20 years, they were scrolls. They just made the shit up, you know. So I was like,
I wonder what Cliff thought of that.
Somehow I feel like Cliff has talked about Secret Invasion and shitted on it hard, but we'll go back.
Shout out to Cliff.
Shout out to Cliff. We would love Cliff around here. But yeah, like I said, Secret Invasion, awesome comic. I definitely recommend it. I know nobody's going to read it, but I still recommend it. So you don't want to read it, but you want to get a in-depth review of what Secret Invasion really was, then go watch the cartoon. The Avengers cartoon. The second season was pretty much Secret Invasion. And it was a fairly accurate adaptation. It's on Disney Plus. Watch it. It hit the high beats. It hit the high beats.
Is that the Avengers Assemble?
Yes, that one.
Oh, the world's about to break.
Bro, that one. Yeah. That one.
Right.
That's the one they did it. So yeah, who's Cliff? Oh, Cliff.
Cliff
Cliff is our guy.
Oh man.
Cliff is our guy. Yeah.
Yeah. He's the shit. Cliff is the shit.
Fish fry. I'm gonna find that clip. I'm gonna find that clip one of these days.
Head Tribunal. What is he?
The Living Tribunal.
The Living Tribunal.
Yeah. Oh yes. Like I said, definitely. So if you haven't seen, first off, that cartoon was fucking awesome. It really is. That cartoon was just awesome from beginning to ending. So it's on Disney Plus. Watch it. Second season is pretty much all about Secret Invasion. About the first half, and the second half is about other shit. But it's fairly hit the high beats of what you expect on Secret Invasion. Also,
that was a pretty good series, yeah.
It was a really good series. Also, I do want to say this, that Secret Invasion has also been done live action before. It was the first Marvel show to do it. Guess what show did it, Eli? Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh. I must have missed that one. Missed that episode.
You missed that one. You missed that one. It was awesome. But here's the thing. So they didn't call it Secret Invasion. It was actually called the LMD saga, Life Model Decoy saga, where everybody wasn't scrolls, but everybody was getting replaced by robots. So we have who's the real one? Who's the fake one? Is it espionage? They were sticking in. Like I said, I love this show. It was season 4. Season 4 of my favorite season of any TV show ever. Why? If you don't watch anything about Agent S.H.I.E.L.D., watch season 4. Season 4 and thank me later. You can drop it after that, but watch season 4. That's when Ghost Rider shows up. That's when LD shows.
Shit went 4 seasons? Damn.
No, it went 7.
Holy shit.
Yes, I went 7 seasons. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it went 7 seasons. I'm not gonna get into everything they did, but yeah, it went that far. So, but that's the thing about Agents of Shield. They pretty much did the LMD saga, but they did, instead of doing scrolls in the LMDs, everybody was who is who's been here the whole time. Can I trust them? Can I trust you? I'm stuck in this room. Can all this shit like that. So this is doing that also. This is doing that. So, I appreciate it. They're trying to compare, like I said, we only watched one episode, but the critics are comparing it to Andor. They're saying this is Marvel's Andor.
Oh, so it's like for adults.
Yeah, this Marvel for adults.
Okay.
By the way, Eli, that's a thumbnail.
Is it?
Yeah.
Marvel for adults.
Marvel for adults. So that's my thing. So I really hate it when they say that blah 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 for adults, because that just means like, okay, it's this but boring. That's all it means to me.
Yeah.
Not to say Andor was boring, but I'm just saying it didn't give me, Mandalorian.
The razzmatazz.
Yeah. Sometimes you want the razzmatazz, the pizzazz. Sometimes you want that. I don't want
the chocolate filling and shit.
Yeah. When you say blah 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 for adults, that means everybody's gonna talk like this because it's ultra serious. Like, I don't care, man.
Mature. Yeah.
It's mature. It means something,
big,
and they
big 5-syllable words that you
exactly. And they did all this in Secret Invasions. I still want to call it Secret Empire, but still, Secret Invasion, they did that also. But there is one thing that elevates this above Andor. And I'm not shitting on Andor. I actually liked Andor. But I'm just saying there's one thing that does elevate
you watched
this.
Andor, huh?
Yeah, I watched Andor. I watched it months later. Honestly, I didn't want to step on your parade. So when you actually review Andor, I want you to just go out and I listen to what you said. And then when I watched Andor, I was like, okay.
It probably worked better as
because I watched it. I binge watched it. Yeah.
Yeah, that probably would have been better, because instead of it, was a slow burn, and it coming out week by week made it an even slower burn.
Right. So, and this feels just like that. So if they want to compare this to Andor, yes, this is giving me Andor feels. Take that for what it is. But like I said, there is one thing that does elevate this over Andor. Samuel Jackson. I should have brightened that picture up or whatever. The point is, Samuel Jackson is Samuel Jackson. The guy can read a phone book, and he's going to steal the scene and going to be charismatic the whole time watching it. So whenever he's
is this screen, does this take place in the past? Because I don't see his iPad.
No. This is now or whatever. Yeah. He's got a glass eye, from Captain Marvel.
I don't remember that shit.
Yeah, okay. Never
I
mind.
thought Captain Marvel took place like in the 90s or some shit.
That did, but he had a glass eye back then. He had a glass eye in Winter Soldier, so he just
he was up in space.
He was up in space, so he just popped the glass eye in his and just went down there, so he's good. He's still blind, but whatever, So the point is, they're doing this whole.
Couldn't give him a mutant eye or some shit.
Bionic. You know what? Back to Agents of Shield. I'm glad you brought that up. Okay, so
shit.
Yes.
Are you finding holes in the plot already?
No, I am, but I just want to say something.
Is this elevating Agents of Shield over Secret?
It is not, and that's my thing. I'm about to say something very controversial. People are gonna say, okay, Leroy is off his fucking rocker. I don't think Secret Invasion this season is going to be better than that season 4 of Agents of Shield. I don't think so. That's my bar. Agents of Shield season 4 is my bar.
Are you betting a cheeseburger and a Dr. Pepper on it?
I'm betting no, because I'm gonna bet a cheeseburger Dr. Pepper later on in the show, but not on this, because I'm more confident on the other thing I'm going to do. So, because my thing is, because this is all elevated Marvel, and I'm like, ain't working for me. Give me Agents of Shield with killer robots all over the place. Give me that, or killer scrolls all over the place. Give me that. This is just they're trying to be so ultra serious and so Winter Soldiery, which it's not. It's more like Tom Clancy. Now, if you like Tom Clancy, that's what this is, or at least that's what it's trying to be, So it's that. But there is one thing I got to spoil it for you.
Did he do one Hunt for Red October? Was that him?
Who? Samuel Jackson?
No, Tom Clancy.
Oh, Tom Clancy. Yes. Tom Clancy did do Hunt for Red October. Matter of fact, that was the first movie Jack Ryan was in.
Okay. Yeah. All
yeah.
right.
So,
I do like that movie. Yeah.
Yeah, so Patriot Games and
Patriot Games.
Clear and Present Danger, all those were sequels to Hunt for Red October.
Oh yeah, well Harrison Ford was playing Jack Ryan.
Right. Yeah. And then you had Ben Affleck with Some of Our Fears,
I never saw that one.
I didn't either. But yeah. But Samuel Jackson was in it. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's in everything. You can't say
Oh, he
Samuel.
was in Patriot Games, wasn't he?
He couldn't have been. No, that was Forrest Whitaker.
Okay. Shit.
Yeah.
I thought
But
he
they were
was in
playing
one of them.
but they were playing the same guy.
Okay. Maybe
Yeah,
that's what I'm
like they recast Jack Ryan over and over again. So Forrest Whitaker played the same guy that Sam Jackson was playing.
You talk about Secret Invasion. I'm gonna look this shit up on Tom Clancy.
No, I'm done. I'm gonna just say one more thing about Secret Invasion. I'm gonna get off this. Yeah, because I barely talk about it because I like this show. As far as I was concerned, it was all right, it's cool, something to watch. Ain't nothing else on TV, so I'll just watch all 6 shows. Hell, I watch Gotham Knights. I watch.
Nope. Samuel Jackson was in Patriot Games.
How the fuck was he in Patriot Games?
James Earl Jones. Well, James Earl Jones he was in Hunt for October.
Hold up. Wikipedia is wrong. I'm sorry, they're wrong. I'm not betting cheeseburger on them. They got to be wrong on that one. Because Samuel Jackson was in Clear and Present. No, Some of Our Fears. Or was it somebody else?
As Admiral. Okay, as Robbie. You want me to look up Some of Our Fears?
Okay, Some of Our Fears. Yeah, we got time.
Okay. Oh damn, 2002. Damn, these movies went on for like the decades.
They've been
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan. Oh, did I get Samuel Jackson confused? Morgan Freeman.
But he's not Sammy or whatever. Let's see. I'm not seeing Samuel L. Jackson in Some of Our Fears. Or what's it? Clear and Present Danger?
No. But he's in it.
Hold on, let me see. Cast.
I'm sorry, we're very anal. We got to figure this out.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not gonna be able to sleep. Oh, Vondi Curtis Hall was in it. Damn.
Which one? Some of Our Fears?
Clear and Present Danger. No, Samuel Jackson wasn't in Clear and Present Danger either.
Right, I know. He was in Some of Our Fears.
No, he was in Patriot Games.
Fuck. Okay. Okay, we'll figure this out later on.
Yeah. Then it was just James Earl Jones and
James Earl Jones was I thought he was in
and Courtney Vance. Courtney Vance was in. He was the guy listening to shit on the sub.
Yeah.
And then oh wow, that's right. Stellan Skarsgård was in that on the Russian sub.
Yeah, he's been in movies forever. Okay. So we'll come back to that. Anyway, I want to get to a spoiler. So there was one thing that was shocking me, and this is the best thing and the worst thing that happened to this show. So, and I'm explaining in a second because the show ended with the death of Maria Hill.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But is that really Maria Hill?
Right. Well, here's the thing. It is because for people that haven't, there is one thing that is the same as the comic for Secret Invasion, the same as this show. If anybody pretending to be a Skrull, when they die, they turn back into a Skrull, even if they're pretending to be somebody else. So when she died, she stayed her. She didn't turn into a Skrull. So it was her. As a matter of fact, she was shot by Nick Fury pretending to be a Skrull. So she thought Nick Fury had shot her. Now, like, man, that's pretty fucked up, But at the same time, that's why I almost feel like this show would be better if it wasn't a Marvel show. Because I know they're trying to elevate Marvel stuff like that, but just being in a Marvel property takes the show down. Because now, let's say Maria Hill is dead and she's been in all these movies, stuff like that, and this is her final curtain call or like that. We can't even take the scene seriously because nobody believes she's dead. She may be dead, but everybody's like, whatever. Hell, Nick Fury died like what, 2 or 3 times in these movies? So why should it matter if Maria Hill dies, just one time, even though it may be a serious time.
Died.
Yeah. Because like I said, and when they list the credits of people in the show, like, like the listing credits, she's not on there. So this may just be a one-time thing. She just came in, just do her thing, and that's it. But we don't know that. But just the fact that because Marvel has this revolving door of just everybody just dying and just coming back like it's nothing. So when she does die, you don't feel anything because you're just like, oh, well, maybe she'll be back next episode, some shit. So that's the thing. So I know they want to be a serious Marvel show, but just because it's a Marvel show actually hurts it. That's my thing. So I'll keep watching it. I'm not all bored yet. I'll keep watching it, but I'm just saying, it may not have the same impact it was if it was just some random show, some random espionage show or whatever, So what do we got next?
Like Mission Impossible?
Like Mission Impossible, yeah. But now people die and come back in there too. So yeah. Damn, every franchise people just die and come back nowadays. So now you can't do it. Yeah, I can't blame Marvel for that. You know what? I can't blame Marvel for that because everybody just copy Marvel nowadays. If Marvel could just kill off people to bring it back, why can't we do it in a Scream franchise? You know, I'm gonna stop shitting on Scream. Let me stop shitting on Scream. I actually like Scream. What do we got next? Okay, you're up now, Eli.
Am I?
I'm gonna chime in when I need to, but for the most part, it's gonna be you. It's gonna be
the Kraven the Hunter, the trailer.
The Hunter.
Kraven the Hunter. So here's the trailer for Kraven the Hunter, Sony's Spider-Man movie without Spider-Man.
Without another Spider-Man movie without Spider-Man.
So we've had Venom, Carnage.
Don't forget. I was gonna say, don't forget Morbius.
Morbin time. And now this one. Spider-Man villains without Spider-Man, trying to turn Spider-Man villains into good guys. If there's anything good I can say, I mean, it looked like they were showing the Red Band trailer because it was pretty brutal. It was pretty violent.
Yeah, he like throws a bear trap at a guy, something like that, or rips his face off some shit.
Brutal action scenes. I was like, oh wow, okay, is this going to be rated R? Why is this rated R and Venom wasn't? Okay, sure. But
Let There Be Carnage was PG-13. Like, okay,
yeah, okay.
But Kraven is PG. Kraven is rated R.
Is rated R. Yeah, it looks kind of John Wicky, but I don't know. I don't know about turning Kraven into a good guy. I don't know.
Right. It completely like it's complete opposite of the character. They have here's the thing about this movie. They have just taken a character, just taking a plot, just laying around, and just slap Kraven on it. Mm-hmm. This is not Kraven at all, in no way or shape or form. Look like Kraven. I mean, he looks like Kraven. I get it. They nailed the look.
Yeah,
but he acts. He don't have the same
Kraven.
power. Say abs, all this shit like that. So so this doesn't even. He doesn't even act like Kraven. He doesn't have the same powers as Kraven.
He don't even have the same accent.
He doesn't even have an accent. Well, they can't give him the accent because they're gonna make him a good guy. They can't give him a Russian accent because Russians are bad guys. Guess what? Kraven is a bad guy.
Yeah. Or like in the 70s cartoon, Spider-Man.
Right. So they can't do anything. So they can't give him a Russian accent, and they can't give him his origin story in the comics where he's just, an animal hunter, because we hate animal hunters. So we can't make him a hero and he hunts animals. No, that's a no-no. He's got to love animals. He got to be friends with animals. This is
be one with the animals.
One with the animals, right? This is
Beastmaster and shit.
This is Beastmaster. That's all it is.
Yeah, Beast Boy.
Right.
You might as well just turn into a lion or some shit.
Or he probably will at the end of this movie. I don't know his animality or some shit.
Yeah, basically, this would be cool if it wasn't called Kraven.
No, that's the thing. If it wasn't called Kraven, we probably wouldn't be interested. It would just be some movie. But since it's a Sony property and it's attached to Spider-Man and it's Marvel slapped on it, now it has people's attention. So it's like, okay, even though it has nothing to do with Kraven, it doesn't matter if it had nothing to do with Kraven. Do we really give a fuck about Kraven? Not really. So might as well just have a bloody R-rated movie where,
as a Spider-Man villain, there's better Spider-Man villains.
There's better Spider-Man villains than this. So you want to have, Aaron Taylor Johnson show off his abs in a movie where he just rips dude's face off? Go for it. Like, call it whatever the fuck you want to. Call it boo-boo kitty fuck. I don't care. It's gonna make the same amount of money. So
he's just not. Other than what, even like in the comics, what Kraven's Last Hunt would be the comic to read, and that
might be the best Spider-Man story, Kraven's Last Hunt. That Rhino scene.
And even and his Rhino. Does anybody give a shit about Rhino?
Not really. Like, why is he fighting Rhino? I guess I don't know, but yeah. So a Spider-Man villain fighting a Spider-Man villain. Okay, but I will give them credit. I will give them credit on this because, like I said, they cast Aaron Taylor Johnson in this movie. Now, the only reason they cast him in this movie because of Bullet Train, because his test scores went through the roof in Bullet Train. If you haven't seen Bullet Train's awesome. Go watch Bullet Train. Matter of fact, stop the podcast or pause this podcast and go watch Bullet Train because it was awesome. And it was made by Sony. So Sony was like, okay, this guy's testing through the roof. We need to give this guy a movie. Put him in something, anything that's Kraven shit. Put him in that. So there you go. So that's why they made the movie. And Aaron Johnson has been awesome. In his time has arrived. We need to make Aaron Taylor Johnson happen. Because he's been on the verge all this whole time, but he's never really ever since Kick-Ass. The guy has been awesome.
He's pretty much cool in everything he does.
Yeah, he kills in everything he does. He's been rumored for being the next James Bond. He might get it. I don't know, but he's Kraven now.
He was honestly, in that first Godzilla movie and shit.
Yeah, where he was banging
Scarlet Witch, his sister.
His sister, Elizabeth Olsen, and then they played in Age of Ultron a few months later. I'm like, okay, this is fucked up, man. but it's on brand. Knowing those two, so yeah. Let's see, give me Kick-Ass 3. Oh, did they make a Kick-Ass 3? They didn't make a Kick-Ass 3.
Not yet.
Okay, yeah, with Nicolas Cage died in there because he was the best thing about those movies.
Yeah, they did make a part 2, but yeah, Nick Cage.
They did make a part 2. I barely remember that, but yeah. So that's my thing about that. So Kraven, here's my thing, Eli. I made a bet. I made a bet with Gomer. That's what we're talking about, the cheeseburger and Dr. Pepper.
Okay.
Yeah. I made a bet that Kraven the Hunter will have a bigger opening weekend than The Flash.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I bet a cheeseburger and a Dr. Pepper on it. I'm gonna film it live and eat it right here on this podcast. If I'm wrong, of course I'm not gonna be wrong. We know that. And you know what made me take that bet, Eli? What? You made me take that bet. Yeah.
Really?
Yes, because you showed me that you were at least slightly interested in Kraven the Hunter. And not only you did that, some other people were like slightly, the fact that it even was on your radar.
Oh.
Like Ant-Man 3. You didn't share Ant-Man 3.
You're damn right I didn't.
Right. So the fact that Kraven the Hunter was even on your radar, I was like, Sony might have something here. Sony might have something,
it was just a trailer.
It was just a trailer. And then other people hit me up like, hey, man, you seen that Kraven thing? I'm like, okay. So people are at least kind of halfway interested in this. Now, keep in mind, I'm not saying Kraven's going to make $1 billion or shit like that. No, it's going to be, one of the lower grossing Sony superhero movies. But the point is, they didn't spend $300 million on this movie either. So they're probably going to end up making the money back anyway. But the point is, it's going to outgross Kraven because first off, it's going to be in October. It's not going to have a whole lot of stuff around it. It's just going to be there just by itself. People are going to be itching to go to the movies. People are going to be curious. And if they just see, Aaron Taylor Johnson, abs, ripping people's faces off, they'll be like, you know what? I have a good time with just
running
that.
In slow motion with no shirt on.
Exactly. That's all they care about, So as long as they do that, they're good, But Twitter has killed me though, calling him White Panther, Wisconsin forever. Because he pretty much is White Panther. He has the same powers as Black Panther and shit. So yeah, so whatever. It's exciting. So, all right, that's all I got to say about that. I think it's back on me.
All right,
it's back on me. Hold up, let's see what we got here. We'll make more money. Oh yeah. Of course, we'll make more money in Morbius. But the funny thing about it, with the way Flash is going, it probably won't make more money than Morbius. So that's gonna be interesting. We'll keep a watch on this, see how it goes. Okay, now we're gonna go to the Vidja games section. We're gonna talk about something that I said was banned from this podcast, but we talk about a lot of shit that's banned from this podcast. We just keep going. So yeah, we're gonna talk about Street Fighter 6. Now, why are we talking about Street Fighter 6? Because this weekend was the first tournament that happened with Street Fighter 6, and I wasn't gonna talk about it. I was gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna just watch the tournament, keep to myself, and that's it, cool. But something happened that caught my attention that took me completely out of the tournament. That actually kind of pissed me off. Now I was watching the tournament, and that was cool. And there's nothing, but something in the right-hand corner caught my attention. Boom. That fucking M got on my nerves. And what that M means is modern controls. So Street Fighter are allowing modern controls in tournaments. That means I can play with my fight stick while you can fight with one button and we can fight against each other for money. Like, let me break these modern controls down, okay? Like, we all played Street Fighter before. We know how Street Fighter was back in the 90s. Let's get Zangief, for instance. Now, Zangief, you had to do the same 360 motion to do it. You had to actually do a motion to do that move. But if you have modern controls with what Street Fighter has introduced in the new controls, I can just walk up to you and press one button and do that shit.
Tekken used to do that shit with the PlayStation 1, where you can program moves into.
Oh yeah, you could program moves, stuff like that. But you couldn't play for money. I couldn't go to a tournament and play for money doing that bullshit, you know. So now I can go to a tournament and do this wacky shit right here. You know, say somebody we playing in the game, and then boom, just grab somebody just like that off reflexes. So I can't do that shit with regular controls. You'd have to be godlike to reflex to have to do some shit like that.
Basically the computer.
You'd have to be the computer to do some shit like that. But now, if I can just do shit with one button, I can just do shit like that all day while the other person is trying to play fair with all these 6 buttons and shit like that. So they're allowing
I will get this game.
and play for money and shit like that. You just come on the next podcast like, yeah, Lee, I just came from my last Street Fighter tournament. Just throwing money in like Ted DiBiase and shit, you know.
Yeah. Eating my hot Cheetos with chopsticks.
Right.
Playing Street Fighter.
Why the fuck is he beating me? I'm sitting there playing with the stick and shit like they can't do anything. Like, fuck.
Live stream it and shit.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair, man. I don't think it's fair that you can go to a tournament and play for money doing shit like that, but they allow it. This is the world we live in right now, man. Maybe I'm just an old fuck. I need to just get with the times, you know. But I don't want to. I want to stick with my old shit. I don't want to.
And that's probably some little like 12-year-old and shit.
Yeah, just like, look at me. You know?
My funnest game I ever had online. I was playing Aliens versus Predator, like that one where you can be whoever and you can play online against each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a Predator. And of course, I never put on the headphones. I never talk shit or anything, but I could hear everybody else. But I saw an alien because the Predator, you had that fucking night vision and shit.
Yeah.
You know, and I saw an alien fucking camping out up on the ceiling because aliens could stick to the walls and shit. And I saw that motherfucker just camped out. So I went all the way around and then came up with a dope ass, like, you know, the shank through the chest, and I ripped off its head. So I killed this alien, and some little kid, oh no, you stupid Predator.
Oh shit. Bet you feel like shit after that.
I was like, no, fuck these little shits.
You should be in bed, shit. Oh yeah.
So you see what it says? Rated M, motherfucker.
Kids gotta learn someday. Oh yeah. Eli's slogan, fuck them kids. All right. Hey, we move on to the next part of the podcast. Okay. All right, we're here. We're here now. We're here to the comic book section. Like I said, this comic book bullies where we talk about comic books, and we're gonna jump into it. And Eli, I don't have a whole lot, so this is all on you.
Really?
I got a little bit, not as much as you did. You have a smorgasbord of comics this week.
I did. It was a big week.
Mm-hmm.
I blew a lot of money this week.
A plethora. So.
You know, yes. And that I'm still kicking myself in the ass for getting that fucking John Hickman book.
That shit was like what, $8?
Like
That's what I was like.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what?
This
I'm
better be good, goddammit.
I'm comic booked out on this.
Yeah,
this is $8. So yeah.
Yeah, this better be good. Damn it, it is. The next issue better not be $8.
Yeah, let me cancel this month's subscription to Netflix so I can buy Jonathan Hickman's run.
The new Hickman book, yeah.
Right.
All right, well, I'll go with this might be my could it be my book of the week? Is it my book of the week?
What you got?
Hulk, Incredible Hulk number
really?
1.
Because I was like, I'm gonna let Eli review this before I jump into this.
Did you read this?
I did not. I was like, I've been too iffy on these Hulk books lately. I was like, I don't know what
I was too, especially after Starship Hulk. You know,
yeah, Hulk in space.
Jefferson
I'm just like,
Hulk
I don't know about this, man. Just
yeah. So this is taking Hulk way back to its horror roots. You know, and I got a physical copy too. I had to get a physical copy because bitching about my internet again. So this kind of mentions the whole Starship Hulk thing, the whole Donny Cates thing, and how Bruce Banner had to trap the Hulk psyche, and he turned the Hulk into a spaceship and all that shit. But now the Hulk has escaped, and now the Hulk is pissed. So he's pissed at Banner. So Banner's on the run. We're back to yeah, we're back to, you know, hobo Banner. So it basically starts out a year ago in Iraq, some like tomb in Iraq. These like people show up. They're like grave robbers or something, robbing some tomb in Iraq. And it turns out there's all these like monster mummies and weird monster bone skeletons and shit. And this chick grabs the leader of this this group of thieves, grabs a skull, and she gets possessed. And she says, "The green door is shut." So now they're referring to the Al Ewing, the Immortal Hulk shit. So the green door is how Hulks can resurrect. You know, a Hulk, like a gamma person can resurrect from green hell. And she turns into this monster, and they all start turning into monsters. You know, pretty wicked monsters, pretty cool monster designs, I must say. Then we go to, you know, Bruce Banner. He's, you know, hoboing around the country. You know, he stops at a diner, you know, for a meal and shit. But he can hear Hulk talking in his head, saying, you know, it's all your fault. You shouldn't have did what you did and all that shit. So Hulk panics and runs into the woods, and then passes out. Obviously, turns into the Hulk. When he wakes up, the diner is demolished. And then we cut to this girl. What's this girl's name? I can't remember her name. She's going to be like the new Bruce Banner sidekick, though. I'm pretty
like
sure.
Jackie McGee and the other one.
Yeah, Charlene, or you know, Rick Jones or something. She's trying to run away from her abusive dad. Her dad's abusive. She's running away. We cut to so at the diner, the FBI is investigating the diner scene. It's all demolished in ruins and shit. And they're like, okay, if this is Banner, you know, you get him in human form. We got these special bullets that can take Banner out. If he's in human form, go for it. If he's not, run. You know. But then those grave robbers show up. That robbed that tomb in Iraq. They show up on the scene, and they're like, okay, let's go get him. You know, and the woman, you know, she's telling all like, okay, my children or whatever, and they're calling her the eldest and shit. Like, go get him. Then you can feed. And so one of them turns into like this gnarly monster and goes out running. We cut to that girl Charlene. She's still on the run from her dad. And then we cut back to Banner. The FBI, they find Banner. And they try to put him in this like, you know, trap him in this like, you know, sort of force field thing. But then he hulks out, and this is him hulking out. Check out. Can I zoom in on some of that?
Shoot.
Like that. Look at his teeth. You see his.
So that's him hulking out. Okay, so they got that werewolf like feel. Like
Yeah. So So he turns into the Hulk and starts fucking up all the, you know, the FBI agents. And then tells them, leave me alone, and runs off. The girl running from her dad, he ends up getting, during the whole Hulk fight, he ends up getting into a car accident. The girl's dad, she finds them all in the car wreck and beats the shit out of them, saying, leave me alone. Basically kind of, you know, echoing what Hulk said, leave me alone. And she's she's punching the shit out of her dad's face, saying, leave me alone. Anyways, that monster, he finds the girl's dad and basically starts eating him.
Well, shit.
Okay. Yeah. The woman of the thieves, the leader of the thieves, show up, and she's like, you're not supposed to eat until we find him. But he's like, oh, well, you know, the Hulk and his vessel, they are enemies of, and the vessel fears him, as it should. And then so basically he's saying the Hulk is back inside the vessel, back inside Bruce Banner. So we got to basically search for him. And then this is kind of weird, but the woman, she basically summons Betty Ross. She's got like Betty Ross entrapped in like a weird orb in her finger, and basically says, you know, we have to get the Hulk. And Bruce and Betty Ross is like, he's never going to let you have the Hulk, and the Hulk will kill you before that happens. And this woman, she says, okay, you know, whatever, but I am still, you are my child, and I am the mother of horrors.
That's Lilith, isn't it?
That's what I'm wondering, because Lilith is the mother of demons.
Lilith is the mother of demons, but I mean, if you say mother of horrors, that just sounds like Lilith.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is she Lilith? And then she calls herself the eldest. So I'm wondering if she is Lilith. But she calls herself the mother of horrors, the mother of all horrors, and she's summoning all the monsters and demons to basically go after the Hulk. So she's
which
calling
is shit
out,
Lilith can do.
Yeah, she's calling out to like the Mole Man and Swamp, not Swamp, Man Thing.
Yeah,
and like you see, there's a panel with like the Ghost Rider, like zombies popping out of a ground by a flaming motorcycle.
That sounds like Lilith.
It sounds like Lilith. It doesn't call it. I don't know why they're saying demons, but it's not demons. But yeah. So she basically calling all monsters, go get Hulk. And that's kind of where it ends. So yeah, I thought this was cool. It's really taking Hulk back, old school Hulk, back when that's what he used to do back in like the 70s and early 80s. He would just jump around from town to town fighting monsters.
Right. And now it seems like now, especially after Al Ewing's run, that Hulk has kind of like embraced that supernatural side. So they kind of like lean into that. I mean, because they've always hinted at it, but Al Ewing just said, no, Hulk is magic. He's in that realm. Yeah.
And the whole Green Door thing, how he can resurrect, and
because I think in one of those Defender books I reviewed, like somebody asked Dr. Strange, like, Dr. Strange, why don't you just cure Hulk? Like I can't. There's something else going on. There's more than science going on with him. I can't do it. So
and all the body horror, like the art is dope. It's really rugged. It's not like refined. Like most of like the top tier Marvel books, they got a glossy quality. This art is kind of visceral and rugged and raw, which I liked. It kind of reminds me of like an old, creepy or Tales from the Crypt comic. That kind of rough style of art. So I thought this was cool. I thought the
unsettling, but
I thought the monster designs were really cool. I think that the Hulk transformation is cool. And it's just cool to see Hulk fighting monsters again, just going old school,
back to weird space shit that we've got.
Starship Hulk and shit. Yeah.
So, but I really think something happened with that book. Wasn't because it was a weird turn. Something happened to Donny Cates, but nobody will say what happened.
Was it Gomer? I think it was Gomer saying he was getting a divorce or something. I don't know.
Could be. Maybe. I don't know. It's just weird. It's just like he was writing, then all of a sudden, boom, done. That's it. Like,
yeah.
The fuck?
I think he's still doing that. Was it Vanish or whatever? That shit for Image? He's still got that
crossover.
No, is it Vanish?
Vanish?
He's got a new book. It's not crossover. It's another one, which I read the first one and then fell off. But
because they rebooted Thor also. Either they rebooted or they just put another person on there and just kept it going or whatever it is. But he's not doing Thor either. Sure. So yeah.
But no, this is a 4.5 out of 5. The only reason I'm getting it a knock is some of the paneling, some of the details. Like it was so crammed with everybody's powers. Like what? It's a couple panels. Like what is exactly happening?
Right, like throwing too much information at shit one time. Like give it room to breathe.
Yeah, I had to what the fuck? I had to actually go back and what the fuck is going on? But other than that, I really dug it. So yeah,
cool. All right, so next book. Well, first book I don't know why I always do that. First book I'm going to do is Ultimate Invasion #1. So this is Jonathan Hickman. He's back.
Are we going to spend the next hour on this now?
We got to go balls deep into this one issue. Hold on, let me go back to Jake's comment that what he said. Yes.
What did he say?
$8 for a comic man. That's nuts. It is nuts.
It is.
I paid for it, but yeah. It makes you feel a little bit.
When it's Jonathan Hickman, you kind of got to.
Yeah, because Hickman hadn't.
You kind of at least got to see at least see how it is and shit.
Yeah, because like I said, he rarely does not deliver. I mean, he normally delivers, and and it's always like some kind of huge payoff with it. So you kind of expect it to happen. Yeah. So the thing is with Jonathan Hickman, like I said, for those that don't know who Jonathan Hickman is, why the fuck you listen to this podcast? Because that's all we do is talk about Jonathan Hickman whenever he was doing something. Like I said, he wrote the greatest arc on Fantastic Four. wrote the greatest arc on the Avengers, wrote the greatest, started to write the greatest arc on the X-Men. And
he got me reading the X-Men, goddamn.
And you don't fuck with the X-Men. Right?
And I hate the X-Men.
Right. But because Jonathan Hickman was on it, his run, and he started on X-Men, to me, was about to be the greatest run of any Marvel comic ever. And then he left the book. Like, what the fuck? And so when he left the book, they just put a whole bunch of just mid-ass writers on there. And it was fine. It was cool. But Hickman,
he established a world and let everybody play in it, basically.
Right. Eli, he was always like he was doing the building blocks to his finishing point. Like, we were this close to greatness, Eli. We were this close. It just,
and even Hickman said, "Fuck the event." All right. Hey,
Fat T, what to do? Yeah, we talk about comics, Fat T. We about to jump into it. So yeah, so now we're doing Ultimate Invasion. Now we got to set up the background for this. Like you say, you see half of this book, it looks like it's the Ultimates from the Ultimate Universe, and the other half is the Avengers, whatever like that, with the Maker. So this actually is following up with the Ultimate, but it really feels like a sequel to Secret Wars, which to me is Marvel's greatest comic event they've ever did. Not Infinity War, not Infinity Gauntlet, not Annihilation, not whatever you want to name. Secret Wars was the best thing Marvel's ever done.
Secret Wars 2015.
Secret Wars 2015. Best thing Marvel has ever done, written by Jonathan Hickman and drawn by what's the guy's name? Brian Hitch. So that same creative team is back to do this. So I think we suck Hickman's dick enough. We can jump into it.
It deserves to be. Jonathan Hickman.
we fondled the balls enough. Let's keep going. All right, so it starts on chapter 1, Good Artist Copy. So yeah. So we start off and we're just gonna kind of get into it. We got these guys, these bad guys, these mercenaries. Basically what they're doing, they don't say it right then, but I'm just tell you what they're doing. They're going to break into damage control. And basically saying, okay, so how are we going to break into damage control? Okay, the leader of it says, okay, you see the front door of damage control? Like, yeah, we're going to walk through it. Like, what? Yeah, we're just going to walk through damage control. Like, they got all kind of guards and missiles and shit and internal artillery, stuff like that. How do we expect to do that? Don't worry about that. We got technology that we can get through that, you know. But the main thing is not how we get in, it's how we get out what we came to get for. So they just do exactly what they said. They walk through the front door of damage control, and everybody's like, "What the fuck?" You know. And these guys just start shooting, but they got these high tech, futuristic weapons that just blast everybody away for this. So it ain't like regular shit. So they just blast.
Yeah, like shields and shit. Yeah, they're like shields that can withstand bullets and bombs and shit.
Yeah, like missiles and all this shit like that. And the missiles are shooting at him, so he like throws a black hole grenade at it.
Yeah, like a grenade that opens up a black hole.
Yeah, a black hole, like a wormhole, like that. And then they hear the missiles. Yeah, and like that's it. And then, you know, and so they're just like, and so they get the key cards, you know, to go into the room they're trying to get. And he was just like, what are you here for? He was like, what do you want? Like, I'm here for $1 billion. And he's like, this isn't a bank. He's like, yeah, no, bam, and then shoots him in the head. They're like, wait, you here for $1 billion? You didn't tell us about that, you know. So they go in there and talk about the $1 billion, and they finally go in there, and basically they're saying the reason we're here is because we're here for a guy that's going to give us $1 billion if we can break him out of here, you know. And they're like, so what's the code to get in there? And the code is 1610, and that right there is a dead giveaway because for those that know their history, 1610 is the designation for the Ultimate Universe, which if you watch Spider-Verse, that was a designation for Miles' universe because he's from the Ultimate Universe also, which we would talk about Miles Morales later on in this book also. So they go in there and they find just some naked guy there, you know. Oh, so he said, I've been waiting for you guys. So they go, you remember what I asked for? He like to bring him out. And what do they pull out? The Maker's helmet. And he says, fantastic. So yes, this is the Maker. Why he's naked. So yeah, so we got to explain who the Maker is for a second.
Yes.
So the Maker is alternate version, evil version of Reed Richards' Mr. Fantastic. So it's like, what if Miss Fantastic was evil? Now, I didn't read the Ultimate Fantastic 4 run, but basically what happened. Miss Fantastic went evil in that run. And this is the Maker. So yeah.
Well, yeah.
So
well, I
yeah.
I don't want to I'm just pulling this out of the ass. I mean, but it was the Council of Reeds, and there's like thousands of Reeds out there,
Right.
and one of them was evil, and that's the Maker.
I think most of them are evil. I think that's where Hickman. I think the way Hickman wrote, like most people, I think the one in the 616, like the main, like the Reed Richards we know, I think he's the only like halfway decent one. Even he's a piece of shit. You know? So yes. Anyway, the Maker tells everybody to take off their helmet. He's like, and he pulls out this thing in his head. So he like, yeah. Basically, what he said, the reason he got in contact with the guys, he's been locked up because they've been sending therapists in his room for like the last 2 weeks. So it took him that long to mentally break the therapist to make them do his bidding, kind of like Joker and Harley Quinn, you know. So, like I said, he's Mr. Fantastic. If they probably sent in a female therapist, the rest is history. The magic he can do with his powers. So he sent he sent the therapist out there. The therapist recruited the mercenaries, and that's what they're here now. So, but the reason he got these particular mercenaries because he wanted their genetic material so he could do this, combine them all into one person as a clone of himself, while he just walks out the front door.
Yeah,
but nobody would know.
I could have always escaped.
Yeah,
but I need to escape without anybody knowing it.
Right.
So he needed a decoy, basically.
Right. But the thing was, since they switched one guy out, he knows it's not going to be a perfect genetic copy, which will fool 99.9% of the people that see it. But there's going to be one person that he knows that it won't fool because it wouldn't fool him. So he knows it wouldn't fool Reed. And he walks out. So, yeah. And that was the intro. That's how it started. Yeah.
That was like 20 pages, too.
It was like 20 pages of just the intro now Marvel Comics presents, you know. So we go into it and we'll go to the damage control.
We're getting our money's worth.
We're getting our money worth of book. So you can't complain. Like I said, it's a lengthy book, but you got your money's worth. So we go to the damage control. It's like 2 weeks later. We go to damage control. We got Black Panther with the War Dogs and Reed Richards there. And basically, this is the place that those mercenaries destroyed. They destroyed damage control. And Reed Richards just like, well, I'm going to play nice, child. I appreciate you coming here because without you, I would have had, no political backing behind me to get here. Reed and Black Panther like, what are you talking about, Reed? We both know that if you really wanted to get here and research shit, you could have did it if you wanted to. They're like, yeah, but I'm trying to play nice, which is the same shit that the Maker said in a few pages ago. So they're trying to, show that these guys really ain't too different. They're just too, just on the same pattern. So they go in there because he knew that, the Maker was there. He looked at him like, Reed, are you there? Are you really Reed? And that's when he like falls apart. He like, you can't tell by it now that you never could, They're like, oh shit. So the smartest man and the evil version of the smartest man in the world is running loose in the universe right now. What are we gonna do?
What the fuck is he doing? Yeah.
Right. Well, what is he doing and why is he doing it? They can't figure it out. So meanwhile, we just cut to the Maker and he just run around the Baxter building. The Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just there.
Franklin, he's like
yeah, Franklin sees
playing
him.
Video games or something.
Yeah, he's just like, damn it. He like, shh, I'll book about his last. He's just like, okay, Dad's going to the lab again, whatever. He just puts his handprint on that genetic code, because he's Reed.
Yeah.
He just walking to Reed shit like it's nothing, and he basically looks into Reed's shit and he's like, yeah. So he knows Reed has been up to some fucked up shit. He's like, okay, the fucked up shit Reed's been up to, I'm gonna just take it. So that's what happened. So next day they cut to Necropolis, and the last time we cut to Necropolis was when Jonathan Hickman was writing the New Avengers. And who was the star of the New Avengers? The Illuminati. The Illuminati is back. We haven't seen the Illuminati in like 6 years, maybe longer than that, And the reason they have gathered is because of the Maker has been stealing shit from every single one of them. Even stole the mutant Krakoan Gates and stole from them. They're like, that's how he did it.
Gate, yeah.
Yeah, he's not even a mutant. How the hell he steal that shit? He did it because he's the Maker, But I think
Terrigen Mist and
Terrigen Mist like that. And I think Maker knew how to do this shit because he hacked into Reed's files and Reed knew how to do this shit already. So I think they don't flat out say it, but in my opinion, I think that's what they did. So, and they're thinking the Maker is purposely being sloppy, and he wants you to know he's stealing his shit because he wants you to know what he's about to do. So, of course, they're the smartest minds in the world. They figure out what he's doing. Oh, but while they're doing that, the next day we cut to Brooklyn, and we see Miles Morales sleeping. And we got the Maker just jumping in his room, and of course, Miles' spider sense goes off. He jumps on top of the ceiling, shit like that. And you're like, what the hell? And the Maker's just like, why are you sleeping so easily, knowing that they took this universe away from you, knowing this universe isn't yours, knowing this universe is fucked up, and saying, saying all this $5 words to him and shit like that. He said, Miles Morales, I am your brother. Dun, dun, dun. He's not his brother. The reason he said that shit is because they're the only two survivors from 1610. So in a way, they're brothers.
From that ultimate universe.
Yeah, because they're the only survivors. So he's just like,
for those who don't know, what happened in Secret Wars is like all the universe, the incursion or whatever the fuck, all the universes collided and got destroyed. But then God Doom.
Now you gotta explain God Doom.
So, but that shit's dope. You got
that shit is dope as fuck. Yeah.
God Doom recreated a fucking new. Anyways, yeah, Miles and the Maker are the only two that from the Ultimate Universe that are left. So that's why he's calling them his brother, because they're
Yeah. So, but the main reason the Maker is here because he's like, look, I'm about to go back to the Ultimate Universe, and the only reason I'm here because since you're my brother, quotation, you're like, I feel like it's just common courtesy. I should, invite you back over there. Hey, you want to go home? You're like, no, I'm good. I don't want to go anywhere. You're like, okay, cool. Well, if you change your mind, here's my card. And he hands him a card and he teleports out of there. And the card is blank. Of course, we know there will be something with it later on, but it's Hickman. So we're going to be in suspense to find out what's on that card.
Next year, we'll find out what's on that card.
Exactly. It'll be the biggest plot twist. It'll blow everybody's mind like, oh, shit.
We'll bust all these nuts and shit.
Right. Meanwhile, the Illuminati has finally caught up with the Maker. And first I looked at the panel like, how the fuck are Professor X and Black Panther flying? Then I realized that Doctor Strange is levitating them. I'm like, okay, that makes sense, So they get there and the Maker like, okay, by the time y'all find out what it is, I was sloppy enough to find your clues. Y'all should have found me by now. And he was like, so what are you doing here? You're like, I'm going home. And when I go home, since I'm the Maker, I'm going to remake it in my image. And like, oh, and that's where the Krakoa gates came from. You can see the Krakoa gates right there.
Yeah.
All right. So, and Reed's like, oh shit, I know what he's about to do. Pour it on, stop him. So they just start Dragon Ball Z energy beam, shooting everything they got in them. And the beam is so big, you can see it from the skyline across, from another borough, and when it's all said and done, Maker's just like, okay, y'all good? Y'all got out y'all system? Okay. So I'm gonna still walk through this gate. Y'all not stopping me, And eventually, maybe you could find out where I just went to. But as soon as I walk through this gate, I'm gonna purge my genetic file. So by the time y'all find out where I go, it's gonna take y'all decades to find out where I went to, So, and he asked him, the reason I wanted you here, because Reed, I want to ask you one question. If the situation was reversed, you had to do it all over again, would you erase me from existence? And Reed's just like, yes. And he was like, that's what I thought you'd say. Okay. See you later, asshole. See you at the Council of Reeds convention next time I see you. And the Illuminati just looks at him disappear, and they realize they can't go after him. I mean, by the time they get to him, it'll be like 20 years from now by the time they find him. So, and that's when we go to the epilogue. Great artist, Steel. Yeah. And it's pretty simple. We've cut back to Gwen Stacy and Peter Parker back in high school. They're teenagers, and they go into the science experiment where, Peter got his powers. And they're basically looking at it and they see the genetic spider crawling down. The radioactive spider is right about to bite Peter. But before it bites him, boom, is caught by the Maker. We don't see his face the whole time, but he catches the spider. He was like, oh, that was a good thing I caught it before it bit you. Or maybe I should have let it bite you just to see what had happened, But on second thought, maybe I should keep with me because this little thing has a lot of power and it deserves to be, I need to be responsible with it. And so basically, the Maker went back in time in the Ultimate Universe, rewrote history to catch the radioactive spider to do God knows what. We will find out next issue.
Yeah,
maybe,
is he going to let it bite him or what? Yeah, what's he going to do with it?
Make an army of Spider-Man? We don't know. It's not good. Yeah. Whatever it is, it's not good. We got a whole bunch
of something, because from what I understand, like Miles is going to be one of the main characters of this series. So
right, because I mean, he got to be. I thought it was going to be like Miles was going to be like a portal to the Ultimate Universe, like, but I guess it wasn't that because he's already just hopped back over there. So, but yeah, but this is going to be a very Miles centric book also, as far as a maker centric book. So, like I said, Hickman doesn't miss. That's just he just doesn't. So this is here. It's like a 3-part story. It probably will have no ramification on the Marvel Universe whatsoever. I don't care. Just give me Hickman. just let me read it. I'm good. I'm fine. Everything can be, yeah.
And I'm gonna admit, I loved his Fantastic Four run. Holy shit. Wow. I did fall off of the Avengers shit, but I did read the Secret Wars event, which is awesome.
Now, did you? So you understood the Secret Wars event?
Yes.
Because you had to read all that Avengers shit just to understand what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, I was reading it, and then I fell. Yeah, all that multiversal shit. I just fell off, and but when the Secret Wars started, yes, I read it, and I put the pieces together. You know.
Okay.
But I did appreciate, what that was. I mean, just as a piece of like comic book storytelling, I think it's like on elevated. it's a modern
right. It's there, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and that's what I was worried when I first picked this up. I was like, oh shit, it's the Ultimate Universe shit, it's multiverses and shit. And I got like exhausted already because you know how Hickman can drag shit out.
Right.
But after reading this first issue, I was like, no, this is.
And it's a pretty simple book. Like it wasn't like even his X-Men books had all this shit in them, all this words and text, and you had to read all these blurbs and stuff like that. This was just
tens and
this was
100 years, 1,000 years, 10,000 years, and like
right.
Yeah, this was like pretty straightforward, you know.
Yeah. Like if you didn't know anything about it, you just read the story and you're good to go. Like a few stuff you got to know about the Ultimate Universe, but that's really about it. You know?
Yeah, you really don't need to know that.
Yeah, you just need to know just that it exists. That's
that
all.
Existed. That Miles was from it. Him and Miles are from it.
Yeah, that's all you really need to know. Other than that, and you're up and running. You know.
Yeah.
But like I said, you haven't read Secret Wars, please read it. I'm going to give you an example of some crazy shit that happens in that. Black Panther has the Infinity Gauntlet, raises an army of the dead to fight God Doom, who has the powers of all the gods.
Of all the
right. And they basically fight as a fight. And Black Panther loses, but only loses as a distraction so the other Avengers can do other wild shit. But the book, man. I almost going to reread that shit. But
or what he or what he did to Thanos.
When he did to Thanos, he was like, Thanos was like, man, if it was in another universe, I could have fucked you up with the Infinity Gauntlet. And Doom looked like, well, do you have the Infinity Gauntlet with you now? They're like, no. Okay. Bam, rip this fucking spine out.
And it was funny because that was like right when like Marvel was like mid-deep in their, like we were mid-deep in the MCU and loving all the movies and shit. Like Thanos is coming. And
they basically turned Thanos to a jobber. Just like that. No, that sounds like a dope comic, especially with the spider on the whole cannon cover. Yeah. Conan?
What was it, Titan? Because I had that free comic book day. Where the fuck is
God Doom? Yes, God Doom is one of my man. God Doom is awesome, man.
Dr. Doom recreates the universe.
Well, see, the thing was that we got to talk about Secret Wars. We got to start talking about. We got to talk about Secret Wars like that. Because the thing was, the universe was about to get destroyed anyway. Yeah, Dr. Doom found out it was about to be destroyed, so he did some wild shit.
The Illuminati was trying to stop it, you know.
Yeah, but they couldn't stop it. Doom saved the multiverse. What it was
is like that Avengers run was the Illuminati trying to stop the incursion,
the incursions, and they couldn't. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, but Doom stopped it. Like Doom was the one that saved everybody. So what he did, he saved everybody. Like I'm gonna take a piece of the multiverse, put them in one thing, and I'm gonna hold it together. Because I say to everybody, I just want everybody to worship me as the God I am. Took the Fantastic Four's family, erased Reed Richards from existing, took Sue Storm as his wife. I was like, what the fuck is
Turned Johnny Storm into a son.
Right. Made statues of himself in every city, and the world just worshiped Doom as a god. That was this shit, man.
Like Thor, like a bunch of Thors were cops and shit.
Right, they work for him and shit. You know, all hell, dude. Man, that book was. Please, everybody, please go read. If you don't read any comic that we recommend on here, go read Secret Wars.
Even some of those tie-ins, like
some of the tie-ins were better than that. Yeah.
Captain America, like being the barber, riding devil dinosaur through that wasteland and battle world,
weird world, yeah, all
weird
this shit.
world, yeah.
One More Day, yeah, that Mayday Parker was in that, so yeah. So.
Or the Western. That's where Red Wolf came when they brought back Red Wolf. There was like that old Western.
That was
like,
yeah.
It was like Wilson Fisk was like the mayor of this old West town, and fucking Tony Stark was like he was like Doc Brown, the inventor, and Captain America was like the sheriff and shit.
Oh shit! I make me want to read that shit again, man. It was awesome. That's classic. That's a 5 out of 5 book. If there's ever been a 5 out of 5 book, that is a classic book. Matter of fact, letting you know that's actually what Marvel is building to right now. Like all these movies are coming out like 2025, 2026. If they can get this Jonathan Majors shit taken care of, which they'll probably just falsify information and just whatever. Who cares? But the point is, they're building to Secret Wars. So all this crazy shit we're talking about, you're gonna see it on the big screen. It's gonna happen. They're trying to make this shit happen. So yeah. All right. Oh, next book. What you got next?
So is your score? Is this a 5 out of 5?
I can't give it a 5 out of 5 yet. I can't give it a 5 out of 5 yet. I'm gonna say 4.5 out of 5. It is strong. It is strong, but I gotta see where it's going. I gotta see where it's going. I'm into it. Don't get me wrong. I'm into it.
And this is only 4 issues.
No, I think it's 3.
No, oh really? Well, then that's even because you know how Hickman works.
Right.
He takes.
It's the long game. He plays the long game. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he got that. Yeah. Then
we're not even gonna talk about this Fantastic Four run. We're not even gonna talk about that because that's some fucking mind blowing shit. I like
the Future Foundation, and you had to read 2 of them. But it's awesome. It's awesome. Like
it's awesome. It's just like that's some shit just had me just like, what the fuck am I reading? This
he made Fantastic Four cool again.
He made him cool. I was like, man, this is some crazy. God Doom ain't got nothing on Franklin Richards. That's all I gotta say about that. Yeah. All right. So what you got next?
That is true. Yeah. Well, I guess on to DC.
Yeah.
I will do Nightwing. Okay. Is this my book of the week?
Every book is your book of the week.
It was a good week. I gotta say, it was a good week.
It was a good week. I don't gonna lie. It was a good week. No, that's tight.
Nightwing 105. You are Nightwing.
I am Nightwing? Nice.
You are Night. We are Nightwing.
Okay, Starfire. Okay, let's see. Where we going first?
So this is Tom Taylor and what's his name? Bruno. The guy's name again? Bruno Redondi, or how do you say his name?
Mm-hmm. But he's been the guy that's been on all the Nightwing.
Redondo.
Okay.
Yeah, doing the art. And this whole book is in the point of view of Nightwing.
Okay.
So as you can see, that's
So we do get a Starfire sex scene, right?
We do not. It does begin with him waking up in bed with Barbara Gordon.
Okay, well,
yeah,
good consolation prize,
and not like not wheelchair Barbara. Oh damn, we're canceled. So yeah, it's all in the point of view of Nightwing. He wakes up in bed with Barbara. The dog licks him. He gets a phone call from his sister, the mayor.
Zuko
basically said, Zuko, the mayor, says, hey, there's a biological weapon on a train. So him and Batgirl suit up and they go out to stop this biological weapon. They get on the train. They find one half of Double Dare, these twin thieves, these, and they're basically saying, wait, where's the bomb? Where's the bioweapon bomb? She says, there's no bioweapon bomb. It's like, we went to that, I forget the corporation's name. We went to that corporation and stole a cure for a virus that we're trying to release into a country to give it to the people because it's one of those Martin Shkreli motherfuckers who are charging way so much money for a cure. And and so we ripped it off. She injected the antidote into herself, and she was going to go to this country to save this outbreak, but her sister got caught, So they basically said, well, since you're, and they're twins, well, since you got red hair, I guess Barbara will just dress up as, you, because, you got red hair, she's got red hair, and we'll go try and rescue her. But right when they do that, a bomb comes and like a missile takes out the train.
Mm-hmm.
There's a big wreckage and shit. Nightwing escapes, and he ends up going to that corporation, and it turns out that corporation is run by Heartless. I don't know if you remember Heartless, that villain who was ripping out people's hearts, and putting them inside himself. I forget his name, Lyle Shelton. So Heartless was a bully that Dick Grayson knew back in school, but now he's grown up to be Heartless, and now this guy is, head of this corporation that made this cure, and Nightwing's like, okay, you're going to pay for your crimes. It's like, what crimes? It ain't illegal to charge money for medicine, is what's all I'm doing. Yeah, but it's immoral. You can't charge, make it so expensive that people who need it can't afford it. He's like, yeah, I could do but it's not illegal either. He said, what about your mercenaries that blew up a train? Oh, I didn't know they were going to do that. They just worked for me. I just fired them. They were just a security force. I fired them. So basically, there's nothing Nightwing could do,
Right.
So, okay, we will meet again, and I'll take, we shall meet again. So then
he's within his legal rights to do what he's doing. So yeah.
Yeah. So then he goes back to Barbara, and she's still in. What's her name? The one Double Dare chick. They take off. The Double Dare takes off to go save the people with the cure. And Barbara Gordon's still dressed up as the Double Dare chick, and they're like, hey, you should keep that costume, and then they go away. So obviously they're going to have some kinky cosplay,
some kind of role playing.
Yeah. And that's basically where it ends. But this was just fun. It was just cool to see. These guys have been doing cool art from the get. This whole run, this Tom Taylor run, and Redondo, is that his name again, or did I say it wrong? Yeah, Redondo. They've been experimenting or just doing art that you don't normally see in comics. They're taking inspiration from manga and different, art styles. And
they've been real creative.
Yes, that's it. They've been thinking out of the box as far as the art style and telling these stories. And you could just say, oh, this is a gimmick. It's a POV, version of a comic book where you're just seeing everything from Nightwing's perspective. But they've been doing shit like this. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just cool to see them still sort of pushing the envelope.
But they're pushing the envelope and the boundaries of the medium. What can you do? What can you do with a comic to tell a story? Yeah, with comic book storytelling and with comic book art, and that's what's cool about this, Because this type of story probably wouldn't work in any other medium. Definitely not live action. We've seen Hardcore Henry and also like that. It doesn't work the same.
And the story is just a simple, he's chasing after some crooks, but the fact that we're seeing it through Nightwing's perspective. And the creative uses of mirrors and reflections and stuff. There's like a really cool panel where he saves the one Double Dare chick, and they swing onto the window of a skyscraper, but it's a glass skyscraper, so you can see the reflection. So there's stuff like that. You see, Nightwing's brushing his teeth, or Nightwing's doing a video call, and you see his reflection. So you're always reminded that it's Nightwing. So it's just the creative ways that they used to get that across, to still remind you, yes, this is Dick Grayson and shit. So yeah, I really dug on this. This is really cool. So, and this book is still awesome. The Nightwing run, Tom Taylor's Nightwing one, they still haven't lost me. 4 out of 5. Dope shit.
I wonder how long it's going to take before another comic book steal that idea. It's going to happen. Yeah. All right. So next book I'm going to do. Sadly, Eli, this is my last book. Oh, this is all I got. So because, like I said, Hickman, it took a lot out of me. So yeah. So
that was expensive. Yeah,
it was expensive. So the next book I'm going to do is Superman #5. Did you read this?
I did read this.
You did read this. Okay,
I
cool.
did read this. It popped up on Comixology, but I couldn't get it because I didn't have internet. But I did get.
Okay, well, at least you got a chance to check it out. So, like I said, direct continuation from the last book that we read with the Kryptonite Claw, and it was fighting Silver Banshee, and we're gonna pick up from there. So, and then the book ended with a cliffhanger that Jimmy Olsen was trying to save Silver Banshee because she's in love with him. So yeah. So anyway, once upon a time in Metropolis, we do like this little meet cute thing where Silver Banshee in her human form is putting up flyers for her band. You know, one on fly because of the wind, and who catches it? Jimmy Olsen. You know,
Her band's called the Banshees too.
her band is called the Banshees. Yep. And she's like, "Oh, that's kind of old school. You putting up flyers. I like old school. What do you think about bow ties? Very old school. So you got this meet cute going on right now. You know,
Dreamweaver. Yeah.
all that shit. So yeah. And then see, I didn't know they were that serious. They actually moved in together. You know, I thought they were just like hooking up in the last book. They moved in together. They're serious. So, and like I said, how I knew the telltale clues that Jimmy Olsen was in the room with them. Jimmy Olsen was telling all the crazy shit he did. The time I turned into a giant turtle and a monkey and a porcupine and a werewolf and all the shit like that. You know, each time Superman either had to save me or kick my ass, one or the other. You know, so yeah. So, and this is when we came to the last issue where we see Silver Banshee making Pop-Tarts for two people. But we didn't see Jimmy in the last book, but now we see Jimmy was in the next room. You know, realize he's late. And that's when he's singing, you know, listen to the. Now, this is a Rod Sterling song. Now, if Jimmy Olsen was going to sing a Rod Sterling song, why are you not singing If You Want My Body and You Think I'm Sad?
Rod Stewart?
Yeah, come on, baby. That's the Rod Stewart song you're supposed to sing. Not listen to Rhythm of My Heart. That's all I'm saying. You know, if you're going to sing in the shower, you know. Anyway, he goes in there, he goes outside, and Silver Banshee's gone because she's been kidnapped by the bad guys, you know. So we cut to present time. Silver Banshee got into a fight, Superman, fucking him, something like that. Jimmy Olsen standing between her and Superman, like, I love her, you know. And that's what Silver Banshee like, you love me, because he's never said it before. And he was like, yeah, I was gonna tell you at the right time. I just didn't know when the right time to tell you, you know. And Lex was like, okay, yeah, cut all this sappy shit, man. I don't care. How the fuck this dumbass fall in love with a supervillain? Superman, this is your problem right now. You can't save the world because you always saving his dumbass from himself. Because I mean, the best Superman stories are Jimmy Olsen doing fucked up shit. Those are the best Superman stories, and Superman has to get him out of trouble. So yeah, so basically, Superman is just like, look, man, I'm trying to help her. He was like, but the thing is, anytime Superman gets close to her, he keeps getting attacked by Silver Banshees, you know. And she's like, I'm not the one doing it. The Banshees are doing that shit. They're attacking them on their own. I'm not trying to fight Superman. And Lex Luthor is in his ear telling him, Superman, you gotta stop Banshee. Now the bad guys already said that she has some connection to the Phantom Zone. So if you can cut off her connection to the Phantom Zone, you'll beat her. He was like, but do it without hurting her. And Superman's like, okay, that's what I thought you were going to say, Lex. Now we're working together. Now we're on the same page. Because Lex Luthor always talking about, like, why don't you kneecap this villain, some shit like that. But now he's trying to do it without him. So he's seeing Superman's side, you know. So Banshee's just like, look, I can't do this. I gotta get out of here. Otherwise, we get to the Super Corps. Now the Super Corps is like Lex Luthor's guys that work for him, and Mercy Graves is in charge, like the second in command. Of course, the CEO of it is Superman. And Marsh is just like, look, I got this gun that Lex Luthor built to take down Super Banshee. All you gotta do is just shoot it with this gun, and that will take her out. You know, like, Superman's like, okay, cool. Let me see that gun. Crunches it in half. He's like, look, why every time that a villain goes crazy, Lex Luthor has a gun to kill him? Like, or do you want to help or not, Superman? Like, look, I would do this myself. So if Silver Banshee flies off, she's like, look, I don't want to hurt Superman. I don't hurt anybody in Metropolis. I'm gonna just fly off where I can't hurt anybody. You know, and that's when Superman just like, don't worry, Jimmy, I'll go. And Jim just grabs Superman's cape. He tugs on Superman's cape, and she's like, no, Superman, you can't do that. You gotta take me with you. You're like, no, I can't take you with you, Jimmy. It's too dangerous. He's like, listen, pal. And I like that. He's like, he pulled Superman's car right there. Because the thing is, Superman has always treated Jimmy as a friend. He's like, if you really my friend, you would take me to go see the woman I love. Because if it was vice versa, you would do everything in your power to find a woman you love, Superman. So don't treat me like some regular ass citizen. Treat me like your favorite pal. And Superman's like, damn, okay, he pulled my card on that one. So okay. And he talks to Marcy, and he's like, Mercy? talks to Mercy, and he's just like, y'all give me one of your jetpacks. And he takes the jetpack. The next thing we see, Jimmy Olsen and Superman flying to the rescue. Now, this is an awesome ass panel. Is it dumb as fuck? Yes, it is. Still awesome. I love it. Don't care. So yeah, so Superman and Jimmy Olsen are flying to Super Banshee's rescue. And even though Superman destroyed the gun, he took the power source out of the gun. He's gonna use that to try to cure Silver Banshee. So yeah. So and she's just like screaming, "Get away from me!" And they attack Superman one more time. But while they attack, and that's when Jimmy starts talking to her. And Silver Banshee like, "Look, I don't love you, Jimmy. I don't love you. I lied. I gotta say that because if I don't do what they want me to do, the bad guys are gonna kill everybody I love. But if I tell you I don't love you, they won't come after you, you know." And she's like, "I don't believe you. I know you love me. I love it when you, because I know everything about you. I know you're Superman villain to begin with, even though that's my best friend." And she basically says all the sweet shit that just, gets her back on the page. And that's when Superman's like, "Look, Silver Banshee, I need you to scream as loud as you can. If you scream as loud as you can, I'm gonna use this power source to capture your screams, and that will cure you." And then she does. So she lets it loose, and Superman's like in the dead center of it, and he's like, "Damn, I can barely hear what's going on." "Jimmy, you all right, Jimmy?" And they're just making out in the sky, joining the Mile High Club. So yeah. So basically, they're just like they checked out Silver Banshee. Silver Banshee says it's gonna be fine. And they're trying to get some intel on that guy that basically get him. And basically Jimmy, saying, "I love you," and Silver Banshee saying, "I love you." But Superman is pissed. So Superman flies out of here, flies back to the space where those guys were. He like, "I know y'all hear me. Show yourself right now. I'm tired of you going after my friends just to come after me." And this was like, "Greetings, Superman." And that's when the bad guys, Dr. Farmer, grabbed it. Just like, "You know why we're doing this, right? We're not doing this because of you. We're doing this because of Lex Luthor. You can't trust him. I know you're trying to turn him into a good guy, but he will never be a good guy. Matter of fact, when next time you see Luthor, ask him about Project Chain." You're like, what's Project Chain? Like, ask him and find out, and then they disappear. And that's it. But the thing is, Superman realized there was a side effect from his fight with Silver Banshee, is that taking that blast to the ear, his super hearing is gone. But they said it'll come back within a day or so he'll be fine. But as of right now, for the night, he has no super hearing. So they go and Marilyn Moon Knight is looking over them, who I'm pretty sure we'll find out later on, but that's for another time. So, but where are they going? They are going on a double date with Jimmy Olsen and Silver Banshee. She's performing tonight. So he like, "Oh, but Jimmy Olsen's like, I want y'all to meet my girlfriend, Silver Banshee. She's good, And she's like, I've been talking all about you. And it took me 2 times to read this, but I see Clark gave Jimmy a dap. That's the bro dap right there. When you introduce your girlfriend,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Oh, I see you, Jimmy. I see you."
I didn't notice. I'm just noticing that now too.
Yeah, you're like, You pulled the baddie, Jimmy. I see you. So Clark has his approval. So she's like, "Okay, I'm about to perform." And watch perform, and the band, and she heard 1, 2, 3 bow ties. So she's doing a song about Jimmy.
Bow ties, yeah. She's
Yeah,
in an all-female punk band. Yeah.
she's in an all-female punk band, and yeah, and Clark is like, "Wow." She's like, "Yeah, she's pretty good." Like, "No, not wow. Wow, I can hear them, and I don't need headphones." Because the thing is, his super hearing is so potent, he can't really appreciate music because he has to like tone down his hearing to like hear music. But since his super hearing is gone, he can just hear music like a regular person and just appreciate it. He like, as of right now, I can hear nothing outside of this bar. All I hear is Silver Banshee's music, and that's it. And I'm enjoying it. I'm gonna sit here and enjoy myself right now. So this is it, and we're having a good ass time, And but meanwhile, Lex Luthor is trying to talk to him, but since Superman's super hearing is gone, Superman can't hear him. Meanwhile, Lex Luthor is actually kind of like pouring his heart out to him right now. He's like, "Man, I wish if I did it all over again, I would have been friends with you in Smallville. We would have been friends. Things could have been different. I could have been a hero. Who knows what could have happened?" So he's telling him all this stuff, pouring out his heart, but Superman can't hear any of this. So meanwhile, the guards lead him to the cafeteria, but it ain't the cafeteria. Turns out these 2 guys are waiting for him in this place, and they have shanks in their hand. And he's like, "Don't worry, Lex. No one can hear you." And he's calling for Superman, and they just shank the shit out of him in the prison.
Is that what's that villain's name again? Farm farm and
No, they're just guys. They're just
they're
guys.
just prison guys.
They're just
Okay.
prisoners. Yeah,
Okay.
they were probably told by them, or maybe they just don't like Lex Luthor and just decided to stab him. Who knows? And the whole time Lex Luthor is calling for Superman. Superman, help me! They're stabbing the shit out of me, and Superman just living his life.
He's just partying. Yeah,
just partying. Yeah, he can't hear him because Silver Banshee's fucked up a super hearing, so he can't hear Lex Luthor getting the shit shanked out of him. And he like, Superman, help me. While he's bleeding out on the ground. To be continued. Yeah. That was a fucked up ending, but yeah. So actually pretty good story. Like I said, Johnson Williams is writing everything under the sun. He wrote the story also, but it was a good story. It was, it had heart. Really had heart. Like it's usually just superheroes just beating up superheroes like that. But this was a heartfelt story with Jimmy Olsen, Professor's love to supervillain, And
no, it was cool. Yeah, I'm digging Superman these days.
Yeah, easy breezy book, get in, get out. I don't know what's gonna happen next issue, but I'm on board. So
yeah,
we go. So yes, what you got next?
Well, since we're on DC, I will do Titans number 2.
Titans, go Teen Titans. Okay, there we go.
So picking up where we left off last issue, where
I did read the last issues. So.
Yeah, where Flash has been shot. Somebody shot Flash. Like, how the fuck do you do that?
Right.
So they determined that Flash that got shot is a future Flash. So he got shot and he jumped on the treadmill, the Speed Force treadmill, just in time to get back to the present to let everybody know that he's going to get shot in the future. So present day Flash is still alive.
Okay. Yeah.
I had to read that fucking panel like, wait, what?
Now, keep in mind, that's your average Flash comic you just explained right there. That's how all of them read. So
wait, it's like, wait, what's happening now? This is the future.
See, the future me went back in time to go get the
and then the whole time they're talking about like DNA and that the evidence, the tread on his shoes basically matches the treadmill and all this shit, and they ran DNA
because Dick is a detective and
and he's not a clone, and Starfire, whoever's like, oh, this ain't no alien or like an impersonator, it ain't no Martian Manhunter shit or whatever,
right?
This is the real Flash. So, or Wally, and then Wally shows up like, hey y'all, like, oh cool, so this is future you that's dead. So yeah, basically Flash got shot before he died because he's the Flash and he's so fast. He jumped on the treadmill, got back in time, and died on the doorsteps of Titan's Tower. So it turns out that some of the evidence on him, that there was fire, like wooded fire, and there just happens to be a forest fire going on some other across the planet. So they all go to put out this forest fire. Of course, Beast Boy's freaking out. All the animals are freaking out and shit. And, Starfire, portals a big lake onto the fire and puts it out. And they're trying to figure it out, who did this. We need to figure out who did this. So they go back to Titan's Tower, and they're having like their teen moments, the soap opera moment. They do take time to have those human, teen drama shit going on.
Would it shock you to find out that Teen Titans were kind of inspired by X-Men when they first came out?
Yeah.
And
that inspired the New Mutants.
That inspired the New Mutants, and
X-Men need a teen book with superpowers.
Right. With emotional teen drama and nothing like that. So it's all there.
Yes, Fat T. Starfire's thick. This is for y'all's viewing pleasure. Yes,
I'm glad you left it up there. Like I said,
this here. I'll blow it up.
That's why I said if they were really wanting to cast Starfire in a movie, get the thickest ass Latina you could find. You get her hair red, and there you go.
Yeah, this is the swimsuit issue, or the swimsuit variant that I chose to put. So while they're chilling in Titan's Tower, they're watching TV. It turns out the Church of Blood, who they were fighting, one of their oldest villains, Brother Blood and all that shit, they're on TV. and they're basically trying to rebrand. Like we're no longer a death cult trying to bring about the end of the world. We actually want to save the Earth. We
They're
actually
still a
want
cult, so yeah.
Yeah, they're still a cult. We want to save the Earth. What we're trying to do is find a planet to bring all the humans to because Earth is dying. So send your pledge to us, and we'll fund this save the humans and find another planet, campaign.
They're not a cult. They're a church.
Yeah, and if you don't put in even the interview said, oh well, you guys like have been like super villains before and tried to like destroy the Earth. They said, well, if you don't trust us, why don't you trust one of our colleagues? And it's Tempest.
Oh,
remember he was in last issue.
Aqualad. Yeah.
Aqualad.
Yeah.
He was. Remember they were trying to recruit Aqualad last issue, and he's like, "Nah, man, I'm good."
Didn't I say that he was going to show up again? I knew he was going to show up again. It just.
Yeah. So they're like, yeah. So yeah, he's joined our church too. He's a part of our congregation now. And yeah, the Titans are like, what the actual hell?
Right.
That's where it is. So, pretty fun. Yeah, it's sort of that, the whole religious, commentary on, cults trying to rebrand, trying to pretend there's something they ain't, you know what I mean?
Right.
Trying to
Scientology and all this.
Use celebrities as, for their, to get followers and celebrity endorsements and all that shit. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. So, 4 out of 5.
Cool. I'll check it out from there. Shoot, any other ones you got? Or?
Yeah, I got one more.
Okay.
I'll try not to rant too long.
No, you're good.
Let's see. Okay. This one. I will do Godzilla. Okay. Here be dragons.
Like I said, I talked about Street Fighter for like 45 minutes, so have at it.
Godzilla, Here Be Dragons, #1. This is a new Godzilla comic from IDW. It's basically pirates versus Godzilla.
Oh, that's what Gomer was talking about. Okay.
Yeah. This takes place back in the 1500s. This pirate is basically in the gallows, right about to be executed, and he said, "Let me tell you my tale of woe." And give me some rum and I will spin you a tale. So he's basically tells a story about how these pirates found a treasure. They buried it on Monster Island. And then some other pirates went to go find it. And then they did find it. And then when they got there, Godzilla popped out of the water. Basically, That's pretty much it. There's very little Godzilla in this book. It is basically a buildup. This is basically a pirate tale. The art, I gotta say, the art is awesome. And it's just a pirate. There's history. They're talking about the Spanish, the Spanish queen who sent them on the voyage to go map the earth and shit. Of the age of exploration, quote unquote. Or should I say the age of colonization?
Oh, yeah.
When all these assholes jumped on boats and sailed and fucked up everywhere they sailed to. So it was fun. Godzilla shows up at the last panel. My one gripe about this is there was a scene where the pirates were being chased by the Spanish Armada.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a big old battle at sea. And I was like, okay, Godzilla, pop up, rise from the depths, and take out these.
Eat a few Spaniards, yeah.
Yeah, eat these conquistador assholes. But sadly, Godzilla did not eat those conquistadors. So,
damn it.
I was like, damn, you had one job.
Canceled.
You had one job, comic.
Godzilla pops up with a MAGA hat. I'm on their side.
Hey, on both sides, on both sides.
Good people on both sides.
But this was fun. As far as Godzilla popping up, why is Godzilla popping up in 1500s? When
I was gonna ask that, but I was like, isn't he ready? But I was like, maybe I don't know my Godzilla lore. I don't know.
well, I believe that this is going off the legendary Monsterverse, the movies, the recent movies, where they've established that these Titans, Monarch, and all that shit, that these Titans have been on Earth since ancient times.
Oh,
so
okay.
that's what I'm pretty much.
So what you're saying is that Godzilla wasn't necessarily created by the radioactive era, but probably reawakened by the radioactive era.
But he like in the movie, those recent movies.
Like he was already there. They just kind of woke him up. Yeah.
And that's fun. Like, if you want to see Godzilla take on some pirates and have fun, fine, cool, whatever. My thing as a Godzilla fan is like his origin of being created by the atomic age is fundamental to his character. But whatever, you know what I mean? Like that's inherently a part of what Godzilla is. Godzilla is a warning of man's, trying to outwit nature. Godzilla is nature's, revenge on mankind.
Reckoning.
Yes. And by taking that away, it kind of takes away what his purpose, what the purpose of all those Godzilla movies are. And you can say, oh, who cares? But I hate it when people say that, oh, they're just stupid monster movies. They're not. They're not stupid monster movies. They had a purpose. Even when they were campy kids movies, he was a protector of the earth.
Right.
Godzilla
you don't have
movies
to do
were
Godzilla for adults. The message was already there.
Yeah. Godzilla's always been a warning of basically nature's, mankind's crimes against nature coming back to haunt him, so to speak.
Right.
So yeah, that's the thing. Sure, it's fun to have him be a pirate, and I know though some of them excuse me, some of the movies have been weird and that involve time travel. Monster Island, and like even in the Heishi era. I won't get too deep. But yeah, I mean, Godzilla's always been this sort of warning against man's, meddling with weapons of mass destruction, with the atomic age, with nuclear weapons and stuff. I mean, for those who don't know, Godzilla's skin. Here's something dark. Godzilla's skin, his texture, was inspired by the burn victims of Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Oh wow.
So yeah, that's just inherently a part of Godzilla. But other than that, this was fun. Like I said, this is taken, like, it seems to be part of the legendary Monsterverse, the American made, where monsters have just been existing on Earth. Like, cause even, Rodan and they all came, they were all just on Earth in ancient times in those movies. And he was just awakened. So sure, whatever. But other than that, this was pretty fun. I'm hoping for some more Godzilla kaiju action in the next book, because this is just laying the groundwork, just setting up the world, and Godzilla doesn't show up to the last page. But yeah, it was fun. I had fun with it. And the art is cool. The art is really cool. So I think I'm on board.
Okay, we'll see.
4 out of 5.
Cool. Okay, we'll see how it goes. All right, like I said, that's all the books we got. Oh, hold up, we got here. Hope there's nothing crazy. Might as well have a good stream, 100 views. Oh, yeah, something crazy. That's what I thought. No, we will not buy you dick pills. Sorry. What I was gonna say. Yeah. So, like I said, right before we get out of here, we do want to say shout out to my boss. My boss sent me a thumb drive in the mail. Now,
Okay.
I didn't think you got one, but he sent me a thumb drive in the mail. Of course, I am cautious of everything, so I did not put the thumb drive in my computer, which I recommend nobody does. But I did put it in my iPad, because I have an iPad where I can put a thumb drive in it. That way I can read it. If there aren't any viruses, won't catch any virus on it, and watch what's on it. And what was on it? Let me see if I can pull this up. We'll leave Godzilla back there. So want to shout out to thanks my boss for the love. Where is that thing? Okay, so here we go. We're gonna start off with
Hello, Leroy and Eli. This is Miles Ritchie over at Crush Comics in Castro Valley, California. We wanted to wish you a very happy 300th episode of Comic Book Bullies. We, on behalf of a whole bunch of other comic shops, are happy that you guys are talking about the stuff that we're interested in, sharing pop culture, and just being awesome. So thank you very much.
So that's one, and he sent another one also.
Hi, I'm Anna.
I'm Perry. I'm Steve.
We're from Elusive Comics, and we would like to congratulate Comic Book Bullies on their 300th episode, and we wish them many, many more.
Congratulations!
Yay!
So I have no idea how long ago he sent that. He probably sent it like a month ago, and we just not catching on to it. But I just had to look at my mail, saw something from that. I was like, let me just open this up, see what's in it. So yeah, shout out to my boss sending that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean,
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm quite taken back. You know, we come on here and talk shit, and
half the time we forget the shit that we say.
Yeah, we just come here and talk shit and talk about the shit we like. I have no idea that like people are like digging it, and we're like, you know, that. So yeah, shout out to my boss. Thanks for listening, and you know, I know he's been listening for a while, but yeah, that's a really cool gesture and just showing us that people are out there digging our shit. That's
so
like,
anybody else?
I'm overwhelmed. I'm taken back actually.
Yeah, so anybody just here that just like to hear just talk shit all the time for just about goofy shit that we find interesting, you know, that's what it's for. You know, appreciate here and you know, just appreciate for listening. So, like I said, you've been here this long. Definitely like, share, and subscribe. I mean, hell, you listen to us this long, you might as well like, subscribe at least 30 seconds. Give us 30 seconds of your time. That's all. You know. Hold on.
Even Fat T's in there. Yeah. Congrats. Thanks, T.
Yeah, thanks, Fat T. Yeah. So, like I said, this is episode 305 right here. So we just keep it on trucking. So, and the funny thing is, like, we've done this many episodes, and I do feel like we've always bringing like new stuff to it, like stuff we've never done before. You know, like new information, new things, new comics. You know, it's cool. You got definitely deserve it. Appreciate it. So yeah. So, but yeah, just appreciate everybody just sticking around. So until we'll bring up something next week. I don't know what we're gonna do. We'll find something else. But until then, it's Leroy.
This is Eli.
Talk to you guys next week. Same bullet time.